The US-China tech war, the quiet battle for the future. Most Americans think the biggest threat to their future is inflation, elections, or another war overseas. But there's a much bigger story unfolding, one that almost nobody talks about directly. It's not loud, it doesn't show up as breaking news every day, and yet, it may decide whether the United States remains the world's most powerful economy or slowly loses that position. This story isn't about missiles, it's about machines, code, and control. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why the next global superpower may not be decided on a battlefield, but inside factories you've never seen. In the past, global power came from land, oil, and armies. Today, power comes from something far less visible: technology. Every modern system depends on it. Your phone, your car, your job, the stock market, the military. The country that controls advanced technology doesn't just make products, it sets the rules for everyone else. And right now, two countries are fighting for that control: the United States and China. Let's talk about something most people never notice: semiconductors. Tiny chips that sit inside almost everything you use. Without them, cars stop, hospitals shut down, AI disappears, military systems fail. Here's the twist: the most advanced chips in the world are incredibly difficult to make. Only a handful of companies, connected to the US and its allies, control the technology needed to produce them. This isn't an accident. It's the result of decades of research, money, and geopolitical strategy. And this is where the story gets serious. For years, China relied on foreign technology. But as China grew stronger, Washington started asking uncomfortable questions. What happens if a rival power controls AI? What happens if advanced chips power foreign military systems? What happens if America loses its technological edge? So the US made a decision: not to attack, not to negotiate, but to slow things down. Export controls, chip restrictions, pressure on allies. The message was clear: some technology is too powerful to share freely. Here's where most headlines get it wrong. China didn't collapse, it didn't panic. Instead, it adjusted. China began investing massive amounts of money into domestic technology, not for short-term success, but for long-term independence. Factories, research labs, education pipelines. This wasn't a reaction, it was a pivot, and this is the first major twist in the story. This isn't just a geopolitical chess match, it affects Americans directly. When supply chains break, prices rise, jobs shift, innovation slows. When companies are forced to choose sides, costs increase, efficiency drops. Some jobs may return to the US, others may disappear. This tech war isn't good or bad, it's disruptive, and disruption always has winners and losers. The future may not be one global tech system. Instead, we may see one ecosystem led by the US, another led by China. Different standards, different platforms, different rules. Countries and companies won't get to stay neutral, they'll be forced to choose, and that choice will shape global trade for decades. Short term, the US still holds critical advantages, but history tells us something important. Technology bans rarely stop progress forever. They usually redirect it. China has capital, talent, and time. The US has innovation, alliances, and experience. This isn't a sprint, it's a marathon, and the outcome is still uncertain. Here's the part most people miss. This war isn't just about China and the US. It's about control over the future itself. Who sets standards? Who controls data? Who defines innovation? The country that wins doesn't just lead economically, it shapes how the world works, quietly, systematically, permanently. The US-China tech war won't end with a treaty. It won't end with headlines. It will end when one system becomes unavoidable. And when that happens, most people won't even realize a decision was made, because the most powerful changes in history don't announce themselves. They simply become normal.